This is to all my more women. I don't like to use the word black because it's be lack, but more is more, and or melanated or any other terminology that doesn't degrade. But anyway, the focus of this video is over the time of being a targeted individual, I've come to overstand that they want black women's powers. They want to live in your body. They want to have your hair. They want to control you, and they want you to create the reality that they have envisioned. So they seek to manipulate the vision that we have of black women to put us down and control our narrative and to control what we're exposed to. They don't want us to see the great side of life, because if we see that, we start to create it. And the history of black women or black Moors or more women or melanated women is that we have always been at the head of any army or any nation in the past. We were always there's a word for it, but I can't recall it at this minute, but something like the nation's head, or the something head of families and of armies and of empires. And they just don't want us to know that, so they suppressed all of that information, because we have the power to create. Our wombs are powerful. Our babies die less than other races when we're in a healthy, conducive environment. Our babies are stronger and they grow healthier. And we can create whatever we're exposed to. Whatever we watch and consume is what we create in our lives. So even me as an author, I've had to control the way that I write stories and what I put out there, because even the romantic stories, if they're not healthy for you, that's what we create in our reality. So we have to really guard ourselves in what we absorb and what we take in, both visually, what we hear, what we're exposed to. And that's why they put us in bad situations, in bad environments, in bad circumstances, so that they can keep us under that level of control. And then what they do also, I might make this in another video, but for a mass audience of black people, not just women, but men as well, they tend to excuse me, see, because like I said, if you go through targeting, you see that they can influence your delivery. So I always get like my nose blocks up or my throat gets blocked when I'm trying to give a message that is important and it's hitting the nail on the head. I'm going to do another video about technology and how technology has been influenced by them. But anyway, so what they tend to do is they will put you in a bad environment. So what they tend to do, actually, this is what I wanted to describe. They will put us in a bad environment, and then we will soak up all of that negative energy, and then they start to move in once all that bad energy has been taken out of the system. And that also has something to do with color. I will do another video on color, but in case you don't watch that one, the color black or the dark color brown, but normally the color black, absorbs negative energies. And so when people think of, so this is also a reason for colorism, because the lighter you are, the less negative energies you absorb. If you're in a good environment and you absorb the positive energy around you, you become even more positive than any other race. But if you're in a bad environment, you may become more negative than any other race, because the black or our pigmentation absorbs everything in our environment. So they use us like a sponge. They put us in environments which are terrible so that we soak up all that negative energies. And then you'll see gentrification starts to happen, and white people will start to move into those areas. Now, white people are less resistant because white reflects any energy. It reflects light or color. So white people are more resistant to bad environments. Not to say that they're not susceptible. There are many who are susceptible, and you'll see them everywhere. But they should be more resistant. But because of the way that they conduct themselves, they fall into like a lower vibration. But also they find it hard because they reflect all the bad energy. That's also why people perceive them to be more positive in overall light, because they think they're not as receptive to negative energy. I'm trying to explain something here, but then it's not coming out the way I'm trying to explain it. So that's why fairer skinned women in the black community are deemed as more beautiful or more desirable, because they can perceive to absorb the less of a negative energy. If a black person is in a positive environment, they will honestly, like, luxury, if it's on a black person, is 10 times more luxurious than it is on a white person, because we multiply whatever we absorb and what we expose to. Whereas white people reflect things away. So they reflect the bad, but they can't also take in the good. So when they're in an environment, they can't absorb the good energy because they're reflecting it away. So they will suck out all the energy of a place, and then they'll move on, and it'll be like a carcass. So anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I will make another video regarding color, because color is important. If you're going through spiritual warfare, the color white will reflect back any negative energies. Also, protect your neck. They use that to, when they see your neck, they use that to like, I don't want to make anyone scared here, but they use that to like project onto. So protect yourself, like cover up as much as you can, depending on the environment and the weather, but also wear light colors which will reflect negative energy, so you're not absorbing your environment. If you're in a nice area, then you can wear black, and then you can absorb all that good energy, all that nature. Nature is the best place to be. So go into a nice area, go into nice nature, but also be cautious and protect yourself, because obviously we've heard stories of what happens when people are unguarded in these environments, but fear is something they use to control us. So go without fear, but just be cautious. That's all I say. So we as women, we as melanated women, we need to come together, because what's happening in America at the moment, they said that 300,000 melanated women have been taken out of their jobs. Also, I've heard on top of that, 300,000 white men have now got new jobs, and then there's not enough jobs for everybody. So you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so that we absorb negative energy, and then the whole talk about wars and this and that and the economic system, they want us to be absorbed by what they're doing, what's going on, what's going on in the economic environment. I've even been guilty of falling into this trap, but you have to like focus on the things that you want to produce. You are the womb woman. You wombfest, not manifest. Men can't make what we can do. It's wombfest. So we wombfest what our realities. We have to create the reality now that we want to live in. So forget whatever's happening on the TV. If I was you, I wouldn't even put the TV on at all. Even be careful with what you watch on TikTok and social media, because whatever you're watching now is going to create your reality for the future. We have to come together in community as melanated women and create the reality. Be creative, like dance, sing, listen to music, like good high vibrational music, because we're creating the new world. And that's why they target us so heavily, because we create the world, because we are melanated, which gives us the power to be connected to the mother God. And I always say that there's a mother and there's a father God. But anyway, I won't go too much into my beliefs. That's another thing. So don't expose what you believe in, because they will use that against you. But just focus on what you want to achieve. Don't get too caught up in the future. Also, think about the current here and now. What do you want to do here and now? What do you want to do today? Do you want to read a book? Do you want to dance? Do you want to sing a song? Do you want to be out in nature? Do you want to like make great food, healthy food? Like think of what you want to achieve right here and now, and then also project that into the future. But the African belief system is that the future does not exist. We create it in what we do at this moment. Sometimes even resting. Do not feel guilty to rest. As a melanated woman, they make it so that we're constantly moving, constantly working, constantly using our energy. Even the way that social media is set up, we constantly feel like we have to make more and more videos, as many as possible, and then chase the algorithm, chase this, chase that, chase this, chase. And we have to get rid of all of that mentality. We are luxury. We are peace. We are calm. We are wisdom. We have to sit back in what we know and what we understand. And the more you sit back and relax and you let things just flow, the more downloads you will get as well. So I get my best downloads when I'm chill and relaxed. And that's what I've been doing in the current period. If you need to rest. Sometimes you don't have to know what you want. You need to do. You got to do. You have to like take your mind away from money. Money has collapsed. I made a video on that in my previously, so go check that out. But money system has collapsed. So now we just need to like create the reality which we want to live in. We have to focus on our people, focus on our families, focus on cultivating nature, mother nature again, like connecting with ourselves, connecting with our wombs. Now we have a lot of trauma, and that trauma we have to deal with. But don't feel like you have to sit down and deal with the trauma right here and now. There will be time to deal with trauma. It's hard to get rid of trauma when you're in your fight and flight mode. So don't worry about that until you get a chance to calm down, sit down, reflect. Now, from my experience, I've had heavy attacks, but it doesn't stop me from still chilling out, relaxing, and focusing on what I need to focus on. And I'm not hurried by time. I'm not hurried by the idea like I need to make this money by now, or I need to have this done by the end of the year, or I need to deliver. I actually fell into that loop so many times. I was obsessed with like starting business, wanting to start a business, wanting to do this, wanting to do that, wanting to become successful, and I realized, wait a minute, these. When I look at it now, it's like it seems so tiring. I don't have the energy for that kind of stuff. I just want to be in nature. I just want to be chill in nature around my family, my friends, who are other black women or more women or melanated women. So like we need to build community as melanated women, because the world belongs to us. We were here as the guardians of that world, and unfortunately it has been taken from us by the male. So there's a lot of work we have to do, but most of that work is just relaxing, sitting in our own selves, sitting in our bodies, and then like clearing out all that negativity that has been brought, that we have absorbed. And then colors, I'm going to say that again. I'm not going to go to it now. I might make another video. Make sure you learn about colors and wear the right colors according to what you're trying to achieve. So like I said again, white is protection, but everything else, take it. And they'll tell you black is protection. Black isn't protection. Black is absorbing. Black is knowledge and intelligence. So do your research. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope you have a great time. And I do hope that this transition into the new world is easy on you and your family. So take care. I'll speak to you later. Bye.